Well, having just heard the British Prime Minister, I'm going to introduce you to a great young British potential Chancellor Prime Minister, and there is Kyle-Langley. He's going to come and talk to us of his views of how to create leadership engagement in the bank in which he works, which is Coutts, which happens to be the Queen's Bank, as well as one of the most impressive of private banks that remains in the UK. He set up a social business accelerator with One Young World, which was launched yesterday. He'll tell us a little bit about that, as well as leading within Coutts the Young Leaders Forum, and he gathers around about 200 leaders across the Coutts network worldwide and leads them and chairs them and encourages them to make sure that they make their time in the bank, but also the time in society meaningful. So, Greg, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Michael, and good afternoon, everybody. My hometown has just had the great honour of hosting a fantastic Olympic Games. And the British newspapers spent the months leading up to the Games talking about how it would never live up to Beijing, how London wasn't ready, and the whole thing would be a shambles. And a week before it started, huge numbers of Londoners thought the show we put on would be like that terrible myth about British food, average, dull, and not as good as anyone else's. A swell of people resigned to the mediocre. And then began day after day of examples of what happens when individuals decide, this isn't how it has to be, I'm going to make things better. 70,000 volunteers, many of them young people, decided to ignore what they'd heard and go out to individually make it work. These people were, each on their own, tiny parts in the enormous Olympic machine. But their combined efforts, within a few days, had led a cynical city of 8 million and a nation of 60 through a transformation into an incredibly thriving place, alive with enthusiasm and passion. And this is what I'd like to get across in this short time, that individuals can change enormous organizations from the bottom up, and that leadership is entrepreneurial. If you choose to do so, anyone can stand up and make things better. I'd like all the corporate delegates here to look at what everybody else has been able to achieve on their own, and just think about what you can do with the power and the network of your company behind you. So leaders don't have to be the visionaries, the occasional geniuses that amaze the world with something new. Far more often, they're just the person that gets up, opens a new door, and shows their companions the way. In a large company or community, it's very easy to assume it's somebody else's job to change things. Leaders are simply the ones that don't just complain about the way things are, they work out how to make things better and help everybody else do the same. At my firm, Coutts, as well as looking after our clients' money and investing it on their behalf, we help them to understand what it means to be wealthy, understanding their responsibilities and the opportunities these hugely influential individuals have to make a difference. After the summit in Zurich, my colleagues and I also recognized the responsibility all of us here have to put the power of our company to work. We had to open some doors to our young employees. Like many firms, we had a huge number of young people doing jobs where they can't use the full range of their skills. And we needed a way to unleash all of their energy, creativity, and talents on our business. So we established the Coutts Young Leaders Forum. This brings together anyone who wants the chance to do more, to work with other talented young people to create and deliver projects that have a positive impact on our organization and the communities we work within right across the globe. And within days, we had the support of the board. Within weeks, another 20 young people running projects with us, and within 6 months, 200 members around the world. So you don't have to be sitting in a huge leather chair behind an oak desk to be a leader within your organization. And in fact, we're the admin staff for our young colleagues. We make it as easy as possible for them to make their ideas reality and bring their skills to life. And we're just the start of it. The message of this session is not just to lead yourself, but to build the means for others to join you. So next week, go back home and work out how you can bring the passion and the action of this group of people to your companies and your communities. But don't try to take it all on yourself. Put the tools in place so that everyone around you who wants to make a difference can see what they need to do. Make it easy for people. Think of leadership as setting up a business. You have to understand what your target audience need and then give it to them in a simple, exciting way that makes a real difference. And don't be afraid of no one listening, because people don't say no to good ideas. And that's what made it so easy to get the support and take-up within our company. The management liked fresh ideas and releasing untapped energy, and our colleagues wanted to show what they're really capable of. But it's easy to feel you're not important enough to speak up, and it's easy to think you're too junior to make a difference. It's easy to get stuck within a frame of reference and hard to step back from your own point of view. But everyone in this room is here because of their fantastic potential. And if you've been thinking after all of these sessions that this doesn't really feel like the kind of thing I can do, you need to make sure you take that step back, recognize what you're really capable of, and go and help other people do the same. Now, one way we're helping our young staff do this at Coutts is to develop a two-way mentoring scheme. So in exchange for help and career advice from a senior employee, each person taking part in this will also mentor a young person from the local community who hasn't had the same opportunities as them. Now, by helping the community around them, our employees learn more about themselves. We think it's important to help them recognize what a huge difference they can make to others, however they see themselves right now. So whether you think you're just a cog in a company or just another young person in a community, take the inspiration from this incredible group of people in this room back to wherever you see problems and realize how much you can do just by starting something. You'll be amazed by how many people want to make things better by helping you. Thank you.